Hello everybody, Squiddish here, and welcome to the first episode of 3 fiscally responsible games that you've probably never heard of. Now, before I started off here, I figured I would give a brief explanation of what you're about to watch here. I was playing a game the other day, it's called Adventure Story, it's included in this episode, you'll see more about it in a second, that's not the point. I was playing this game. I played it for probably 6 or 7 hours, and I was thinking to myself, you know what's sad? This game's absolutely amazing. It has held my attention more effectively than ACR ever has, for sure. But 99% of the universe is never even going to know this thing fucking exists. This disheartens me and cannot be allowed to stand. So, I created this show as a way to get games like this out to you guys. Every episode, I'm going to pick 3 games that are, I'm going to lean toward free, but free or cheap. $20 is the absolute maximum I'm going to ever put on this show, but anything over 10 had better be the best fucking game in the universe, or it's not going to show up on this. Any sort of underground indie, Xbox arcade games, PC downloads, even Flash games you don't have to download, anything particularly amazing you can sink hours into, let me know what it is. Feel free to leave in the comments anything you think would be a good fit for this show. Leave me a comment and a link on how I can get to it, and a short description if you will. And I will definitely look into it, and you might see it on a later episode of this show. But what I'm definitely going to do is give you guys something to entertain yourselves with. I'm going to find you the best free games the universe has to offer. Things like I Want to Be the Guy. If you've been following me, you've seen episodes of that already. That's completely free. There's stuff like that all over the internet that people don't even know about. And I'm going to make sure you guys do know, and you have easy access to this stuff. So every episode is going to have 3 amazing, super cheap or free games, links to how to get to them, and you better go fucking play them, like, right now. Anyway, on with the show. To start off here with our platformers episode, the first game I'm going to talk about is Adventure Story. Now, Adventure Story, you can see the link across the bottom of the screen there. It's by Cubo707, who is a DeviantArt member and game creator who's been making games for quite a damn long time. Now, what this game is, it's a side-scrolling platformer meshed with an RPG. It's a really interesting concept. The fighting isn't like a turn-based RPG at all. I mean, you still run around, you hit a button to swing your sword, you hit another button that's tied to magic. So it's a balance between platforming difficulty and combat, which is actually, it makes a really interesting mix there. It's kind of similar to the newer Paper Mario games if you played them at all, but honestly, I like this better. I like this better than those, which, you know, is pretty incredible considering this is a completely free game. Again, links at the bottom of the screen. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's got everything from platforming heavy challenges to levels that are literally just straight, you have to kill all of the guys to move on, and they're incredibly difficult combat challenges. But you've got all sorts of different ways you can build your character. You can make your guy a mage who just runs around spamming glorious magic and everything, or you can be a badass Viking who walks around with all kinds of health and just slashes through people with a big-ass sword. I mean, you've got so much variety in how you can build your character in a platformer. I mean, that alone is a pretty ridiculous concept. It's got boss fights, it's got basically everything you can ask for. The difficulty curve is pretty great, as well as multiple difficulty settings. You can turn it up or down depending on what you're feeling like you need at the moment. So, anyway, definitely check this out, and while you're there, on the front screen of the game, you will notice he's got links to lots of other games, and they are all amazing. The 2 I'm going to recommend the most, and this is kind of a 3-for-1 right here, is Bullet Heaven, which I will probably cover in a later episode on its own, as well as Epic Battle Fantasy 3. The first one's an incredibly difficult top-down shooter, and the second one is a turn-based RPG. So, I mean, if those don't sound like your cup of tea, you're probably not going to like them, obviously, but they are really, really good at what they are. Bullet Heaven's an amazing top-down shooter. Epic Battle Fantasy is hands down one of the best turn-based RPGs I have ever played. I mean, it's better than any retail release. I like it better than any of the old Final Fantasy games. It is just straight up amazing. So, definitely check this out. Platform, turn it up if it's too easy for you. It's got pretty much something for everybody in here. There's no way you could not enjoy this. Next up, we are going to go ahead and address the 300-pound gorilla in the room, and that is I Want to Be the Guy. Those of you who follow my channel, I'm sure you've already seen this. I'm like 6 episodes into a full run-through of the game, so you've seen a general idea of what to expect, but just in case you haven't, Here's some more I Want to Be the Guy, including a sneak peek at the guy himself, the last boss fight. Now this game is, in all technicality, a ROM hack of Battletoads, made by Mike O'Reilly, also known as Kayan. Again, link to the download is on the bottom of the screen, as well as a link to his blog. Now this game, another platformer, of course, the whole episode's platformers, but the twist here is that this game is retardedly hard. If you're one of those people that doesn't enjoy things that are fun or having functional keyboards and you just want to sit there and smash your fist and or face against the nearest blunt object in your room, this is the game for you. I'm serious. The absolute ridiculous level of difficulty in this game cannot be overstated. While it's not the hardest game I've ever played in my life, it's pretty goddamn close. That said, everything is entirely possible, and once you do get used to the game and have played through sections a couple times, you'll get to the point where you can blow through stuff after a try or two, because the downside is that the same thing happens every time. Everything is scripted, so once you've played through the game once or twice, I mean, there's really nothing to go back for, but that sums up about 90% of video games. Don't let that deter you at all. The game is amazing, it's a completely free download, and it's a surprisingly small file. So click that fucking link if you don't really value your sanity and start playing this goddamn game. I'm going to go ahead and warn you right now that it is going to take you a significant period of time to get past the first 3 or 4 screens. So, if that doesn't dishearten you, enjoy. The last game for this episode is our non-free game. We're going to go ahead and talk about Braid. Now, I know you guys might be saying, everybody knows what Braid is, but yeah, if you know what Braid is, you probably already know that not everybody knows what Braid is. Braid is, at best, a cult classic, and which is really sad because it's so much more than that. What Braid is it is a puzzle platformer. It was created by Jonathan Blow and Number None Inc. and is available on the Xbox Live Arcade for 800 Microsoft points, and that's $10 for you Microsoft point conversion retarded people, which is everybody because the system is retarded. That's another conversation. Points is $10, and it is damn near the best $10 you'll ever spend. This game is an incredible mind trip. A puzzle platformer doesn't sound like it makes a whole lot of sense. If someone had told me that before I played this game, I would have said there's only so much you can do with a puzzle system in a platformer game. No, play Braid. It's all about time. It's about rewinding time. It's about trying to manipulate things in time and space. It's really fucking mind-bending. A lot of the puzzles in this game, I guarantee you, you will stand there and stare at them and have no idea what to do. You will turn the game off, come back later, and be like, God, I'm stupid, I understand now. They're very incredible, intuitive, difficult puzzles, and they don't repeat the same puzzles twice. And when it appears that they've done so, there's a whole nother twist to the puzzle. Look at this one, for example. You get this puzzle early on in the game, where you have to kill all these little brain monster thingies to open up the door. You get a similar puzzle later in the game, but with an added feature. The time does not bend to the normal passage, a normal way it would pass, I suppose. It's bound to your position. If you walk to the right, time advances forward. You walk to the left, time rewinds. So you have a whole new challenge in trying to eliminate these little brain monster thingies. And the tactic you used originally is not going to work. Every world in this game introduces something new, whether it's that right and left time mechanic, or items that are immune to the passage of time and will not be affected by you rewinding it. It's just, seriously, just download the goddamn trial. Go into the Xbox Live Arcade or follow this link to download the trial on your Xbox. Play the trial and know that you're not going to get a double jump or anything later in the game. You can get every puzzle piece in this trial. You can get every single puzzle piece you see in the trial. So, know that. Try and get them all. If you enjoy that, you sure as hell need to buy this game. I guarantee you it will occupy you for at least a couple hours, and I will go ahead and throw you this as well. What's happening on the screen right now is the point of the game. It's to put together these puzzles. These puzzles in the protagonist's mind, I guess. But what I'm doing on the screen right now is assembling a star. And you'll see it. It takes me a couple of tries here, but there it is. There are, I want to say 6 or 7 of these stars in the game, and they are the extreme challenge. Now, I've went ahead and I know I've given you, obviously, a shortcut to this first one here, but then you still got the whole manner of trying to get the damn thing. Once you've beaten the game, going back and trying to find these stars is a fucking brain-melting experience. I'm gonna go ahead and man up and say I looked literally all but 3 of them up on YouTube because I played through the entire game not even knowing there were stars. So, added challenge for people who get the game or anyone who even has it and didn't know about these. Go find all the stars, it'll give you an alternate ending. Which, obviously, isn't just a freebie, you have to complete the last level a little differently. But get this goddamn game. Get this and I Want to Be the Guy. And get it. Go play Adventure Story. You don't even have to download anything for that one. Go play those. Join us next time on 3 fiscally responsible games you've never heard of for more free and incredibly cheap greatness. Squiddish out. Enjoy.